The group today has 5 major business segments. From an analysis perspective, I have grouped together the property and construction segment. The financial services segment employed the largest amount of capital, but its revenue contribution was small. This was because a big part of the capital was for its investment in RHB. The biggest revenue contributor came from the property and construction segments. From 2015 to 2023, both revenue and profit after tax grew, but a big part of the growth was in the past few years. The only concern I have is with the comparatively lower growth for the gross profitability. OSK has an unusual business model in that a significant part of its profit came from its investments in associates and joint venture. Over the past few years, this investment's contribution was much larger than its operating profits. One result was that the return on equity was much higher than the operating return, as the return on equity included the contribution from RHB. A DuPont analysis of the operating return showed that there has not been much improvements in the operating efficiencies. Asset turnover had declined, there was more debt, and the operating margins over the past few years were lower than those in 2015. I would rate OSK financial position as average, as there were both negative and positive points. Looking at both the financial and operating results, I would conclude that OSK is not strong fundamentally. OSK also did not perform as well as the other large Bursa property companies based on a number of metrics shown here. I look at both the asset value and the sum of parts value for OSK. The sum of part value is equal to the value of the operating assets plus the value of RHB. The good sign is that there is more than 30% margin of safety under both the asset value and sum of parts value. Over the past 8 years, OSK has transformed itself from a financial services company to a property group. While the OSK main operations is property development, a big part of the profits came from the investments in RHB. From an operations perspective, the group is not strong fundamentally. However, there are margins of safety from its asset value and sum of parts earnings value. It is not a value trap. If you want to know more, read the article. Thank you.